Good morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back Today show with Ralf Friedrichs. Today we are going to talk about 5 ways to be a better role model. Remember what I've always said in all my previous videos is children are under the concept of monkey see, monkey do. So whatever you do at your home, however you act at your home, is how they perceive it to be the proper way, because you are their hero. There is nothing that you can do that will make them think that you're not right. So it's very important what you do at home, what you say at home, what you drink or smoke at home, because they will follow suit. First, as always, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Luis Gonzalez from StartingPointMN.com. You can call him at 844-414-8444. Dr. Luis Gonzalez has a addiction recovery coaching at school, as well as he is an addiction recovery coach to help you with your addiction, to take you from your addiction to your recovery hand in hand, day by day, never ever looking at the past. He is concerned about today. He will work on today. He will work on tomorrow. He will not work on yesterday or worry about yesterday. If you want to become an addiction recovery coach and you have a passion, personality, and professionalism, and you have an addiction background, whether it's battling your own demons or maybe helping a loved one or a friend, call him at 844-414-8444 or go to his website www.startingpointmn.com and let him help take your life back. Let him know, if you speak to him, that Ralf Friedrichs sent you. I want to give a shout out to globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. Folks, I just want to say thank you to all my audience that contacted me for eyeglasses in the month of between February and March, because I was able to get a lot of feedback from doing these commercials, and a lot of you guys spoke to me personally about getting your new eyeglasses, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate the fact that you have confidence in my ability and my background as an optician. But here is the key factor in why you got such a great deal with your eyeglasses, because globaleyeglasses.com is focused on saving you money, because they have frames that start at $6 and go up to about $69. Now, pay attention, because this is what is included in that price. A cloth and a case, that's a given. But here's the important factor. Single vision standard, plastic, non-coated, clear lenses are included in that price. That they are considered to be standard prescription. So if you have a high prescription, there's going to be an additional charge. But for standard prescription, it is included. Now, if you have progressives, they have them. If you need line bifocals, they have them. If you need transitions or photochromatics, they have them. They can make your lenses thinner if they're thick. They could do polarization lenses and the anti-reflecting coating for night driving. That is all available at globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. And the great thing is, as everybody knows by now, I'm on standby for you to contact me to help you place your order at 631-599-0218, or you can call my helpline 844-405-HELP. Go to my websites. I have 3 websites. The first one is about this show, Take Your Life Back Today show. You can find that at www.takeyourlifebacktoday show. And you can get to see the latest episodes. You can see my biography. You can actually learn a little bit about my past and what we are going to do in the future. And you can see the comments from all over the world, the emails, people, what they're telling me, real people with real stories. Go to www.takeyourlifebacktoday show. Next website is www.clearviews.info. The info stands for Information on Addiction and Recovery. There are probably about 9 or 10 pages on there. Page 7 has every state listed. If you click on the state you live in and you need a rehab or a treatment center, you will find one there. Maybe not within your vicinity, but you'll find one, and you can work from there. Go to Google search, put in your town, and you'll find even more. My other website is www.clearreform.com, and that is for my addiction recovery coaching. If you need help with your addiction, I'm the person to call. Dr. Luis Gonzalez is another addiction recovery coach to call. The United States is big enough for both of us to work here, so it's not a problem. There's no conflict of interest. Call me at 844-405-HELP. And also, if you notice, both my other 2 websites start with the word clear. Back in 2013, I thought to myself, what better way to have the community lessons empower addiction recovery than creating two websites that start with clear. Community lessons empower addiction recovery, because it's my lessons from my past, your lessons from your past, that empower our community globally or locally to fight addiction, because we in the United States and globally have such a drug epidemic. It's gone out of control, and we need to protect ourselves, and we need to protect our children and grandchildren. Go to my websites. That's www.takeyourlifebacktoday show, www.clearviews.info, www.clearreform.com. 5 ways to be a better role model. These 5 ways are the best ones that I could think of, but it starts with tell the truth. There are so many times where when you yell at your children for lying, and you expect them to tell you the truth, but indirectly you, as the parent, the guardian, and the grandparent, we tell white lies. Nearly 3/4 of parents say they teach their children that lying is unacceptable, but almost all admit to lying to our own children, although some lies make our lives easier in the moment, but they do backfire. So we cannot even make up those white little lies, because they will backfire. Yes, those little white lies might smooth right now the situation at hand, but if you expect your children to tell you the truth 100% of the time, you as the parent, the grandparent, or the legal guardian have to do the same. Number 2 on my list is put on your listening ears. How often have you complained, my kids don't listen? I know I have, yet many of us don't really listen to our children. Pay attention on how you say things like, not now, or let's talk about it later. Pay attention to when they speak. Pay attention now, not later, because their trains of thought does have limitations, and if they have something to speak to you about, put on your listening ears. We, as parents, grandparents, and legal guardians, know that our children don't listen. And then when they do listen, they absorb 50%. But we are the parents. We are the people, the adults, and we have to teach them that listen is the best thing. And when you do listen, try not to out-talk them. Listen to what they have to say, and then from there, analyze it in your mind and respond accordingly. Number 3 on my list is follow the rules. Don't expect your children to follow each and every one of your rules. If you have a pattern of breaking rules yourself, things like using your cell phone when you're driving, when you know your kids already know, and you definitely know, that you're not supposed to drive speaking on a cell phone. Parking in a no parking zone. That is teaching your kids that although it says no parking and you're parked at, it's okay to break the rules. Beach rules where it says no animals, no drinking. You're walking around with that bottle of beer and walking the dog at the beach when your children know what the sign says and what you're doing. That is not the proper way of teaching your kids to follow the rules. If you're going to break the rules, they are going to break the rules. So you need to start following the rules as much as you want your children to follow the rules. Use your indoor voice. I don't know about you, but I've been caught up myself screaming the following: stop screaming this instant. It's humbling when my kids say, but you're yelling as well, or you're yelling too. If you want your kids to stop screaming all the time, you have to say in a calm voice and ask them to stop yelling. Don't scream at them and say stop screaming, because they will respond by saying, well, Mom, Dad, grandparent, or in my case, Opa, you're screaming too. Number 5 on my list is say you're sorry. That's a tough one, and it's not just to your children, it's to people in general. Why is it so hard for people to admit when they make a mistake? Why is it so hard for people to admit that we're not perfect, and why is it even harder to say I'm sorry? Although it is tempting to hide our mistakes or to blame others, but saying sorry, that teaches your kids you know when you're wrong, and they will also start realizing when they are wrong. monkey see, monkey do. If you're at home and you drink beers and you drink your whiskey in front of your children, what do you think that your children will think it's okay to do when they get older? Or, God forbid, even when they're in their teenage years. They're going to think it's okay because mom and dad did it. When you use profanity in your home, what do you think your kids are going to do? Because it's okay, because you're the role model, you're their hero. So when you use the F word, like it was part of the Webster Dictionary, or in the Webster Dictionary, they are going to use that too. When you use physical force on other people, they're going to think it's okay to do that too. And when you smoke in front of your children, they're going to think it's okay to do that as well. Whatever you do, you're giving the green light to your children, your grandchildren, that it's okay to do it. You might think it's not okay, but by doing it in front of them, you're giving the green light. If you need to drink, which I hope you don't, especially if you keep watching my videos, if you need to drink, do it on the outside. Go to the bar, go to your friend's house. If you need to smoke, do it away from your children. Not only is it a bad example to do, but it's also not a healthy thing to do in front of your children. If you need to use profanity, don't do it in front of your children. Children are like parrots. They pick up things and they repeat things. And if you need to use physical abuse against whoever, God forbid against your spouse or your children, you need to go see a therapist. You need to get some counseling immediately, right now. And if you're the victim of any type of abuse, whether you're a child or an adult, you need to call the authorities. It is better to have the authorities come into your home and take your loved one that's the abuser in handcuffs, take him out, and hopefully that person will seek some sort of counseling or therapy. Then to someone called 911 and have the authorities show up at your home to take you out in a body bag. It is called tough love when you call the authorities on your abuser, because if your husband is beating up on you, or if your wife is beating up on you, or if you're beating up on children, the authorities have to be involved. There is no tolerance level for physical abuse. There is no tolerance, as far as I'm concerned, on smoking, drinking, profanity, and physical abuse, especially in front of your children. 5 ways to be a better role model. These 5 ways that we just discussed are 5 simple rules to follow. Add love into your home. Why not show love in your home? Because when you show love, you get love. Why not show respect in your home? Because when you show respect, you get respect. Show compassion. Let your children come to you for any reason whatsoever. We used to tell our kids, if you do anything, come to us and tell us before the police show up and tell us. Thank God it never came to that. But that is a bridge between what could be bad and what could be fixed. So that if they did something, us as the mother, us as the father, as the grandparents, can fix, hopefully fix, or work with it. Show emotion. That is so important. If something's sad, that your child comes into your house from school and tells you about something that's pretty sad, show them that it's okay to cry. It's okay to be concerned. Don't be stone cold. So eliminate the smoking, eliminate the drinking, eliminate the profanity and the physical abuse, add the love, add the respect, add the compassion, and add the emotion. 5 ways to be a better role model. Start telling the truth. If you want your children to tell you the truth at all times, you cannot make up even those little white lies to compensate the situation at hand. Tell the truth. Put your listening ears on. If they are yelling, don't yell at them by saying, let's not yell anymore, because you're doing the same thing. If your kids don't listen, show them that you are listening, because eventually they will start listening. But say it in a soft manner. Follow the rules. Don't talk on your cell phone in front of your kids, because your kids damn well know it's against the law. Don't park in a no parking zone in front of your kids because they know it says no parking. Don't walk the dog and drink on the beach when they know there's a sign that says not to do that. Because what you're telling your kids by doing all those little infractions, to you it might look like little infractions, is you're telling your kids that all laws are meant to be bent. Use your indoor voice. Goes back to put on your listening ears. Stop screaming at your children. Use the voice nice and mellow and calm. Show them it is better to talk about things than to scream about things. And say you're sorry no matter how hard it might be. And it's become easier in my sobriety to say I'm sorry to people, because I don't have to sit there and analyze the consequences from saying you're sorry, because there is only one benefit that means the most to me, and that is relieving whatever I might have done or made the mistake out of my system. So it is easier to say I'm sorry than it is to hide things inside or never to admit to things. I know people in my life, in my inner circle, that no matter what, they will not admit that they made a mistake. And that is totally wrong. Because when you make a mistake, you make up for the mistake by realizing the mistake and saying sorry to the people that you might have lied to or might have made a mistake to. Remember that a sober today makes for a better tomorrow, and if you start thinking positive, nothing but positive things will come out of that. You'll start seeing positive results. Lead by example. You are the mother, the father, the grandparent. No matter what you do, your children or grandchildren will follow suit. Say no to drugs and alcohol. Have your children say no to drugs and alcohol. And thank God daily that you're able to breathe and still be on this earth. These are 5 ways of being a better role model. Hopefully you practice these 5 ways. Hopefully you bring the love into your home. You bring the compassion and the emotion and the respect into your home. And hopefully you eliminate the drinking, the smoking, the profanity, and the abuse. You start telling the truth because you want your children to tell the truth. You start putting your listening ears on because you want them to listen when you speak. You start following the rules because you want them to follow the rules. You use your indoor voice of not screaming because you want them to speak calmly, and you say sorry when you make a mistake to teach them it's only human to make mistakes, and it's only human to say sorry when you make a mistake. Isn't that a great way to start teaching your children from the day they're born until they leave at 18 or so? To start showing them that there are certain things that are acceptable in life, but what you expect out of your children, you have to expect out of yourself. Lead by example. Remember, what you do, they will do. What you say, they will say. What you smoke, then they smoke. When you drink, they will drink. But when you eliminate all that, things will become clearer in their eyes, and they will start utilizing your lead by example methods in their own life. So when you let them go at 18 and they face society, it is on them then at that point to continue the legacy that you have already implanted in them of being a better person because you were a good role model at home. Spend time with your children. Go back to when I was growing back up in the 60s and 70s, where families sat at the dinner table. And I realized mothers didn't have to work, so now parents both have to work. But utilize at least one day a week for a family night, for sitting and having dinner. A Friday and a Saturday night is perfect for that, because both of those days, the next day you could sleep late, or the next day you don't have to go to work. Make it a family fun night. Have dinner together, watch a movie together, go to a movie together. But show that a family, the circle of the family, is united at least once or twice a week. Tell your children, no matter what you do, to come to you, to tell you what they've done, to explain to them that it's okay to come to you, that there is no consequence to fear from other than whatever the problem is, for you to fix it, and whatever punishment that comes along with whatever they might have done needs to be accepted by them. But you cannot punish physically. You need to punish by teaching. And the best way to teach is with words and your actions. That is the best way to teach your children. Your actions. Your actions speak louder than any punishment in the world. Back in the 60s and 70s when most of us were growing up, maybe that's in my audience as well, you remember what your punishment was. It was a belt or a wooden spoon. Instant pain, pain gone. Lesson learned? I don't know. I don't know what your situation was at home. But if you had a good role model at home, a good role model, maybe some of those mistakes wouldn't have happened. We can all sit here and play Monday quarterback at this point. But it is today that I'm worried about, and tomorrow. Yesterday's gone for all of us. Let's concentrate on today. Let's teach our children and our grandchildren it's not okay to smoke. It's not okay to drink. It's not okay to use that trashy, foul-mouthed profanity. And it's definitely, absolutely never okay to physically abuse anyone. Period. Let today be a brand new day in your life to show why you are a parent, why you are a grandparent. That is to teach your children well, to teach them the right from the wrong, to teach them the good from the bad. So when they leave at 18, they don't end up like Jerry Springer, Maury, or Bill Cunningham, or Steve Wilkos, saying, I am doing what I am doing today, the abusing someone, or the drugs, because my parents were doing it in front of me. Don't do it in front of them. If you absolutely need to do the drugs and alcohol, do it behind closed doors somewhere, not in your home. And don't leave drugs and alcohol in your home. That is a bad example right there. That is not leadership. How would you like to have a leader of a country breaking the law but expecting you, as the citizen, to follow the law? That's the basic concept. You are the president of your home. You and your wife, you and your husband. You are the leaders. So lead by example. 5 ways to be a better role model is tell the truth, no matter what. Put on your listening ears. Listen to everything they have to say. Analyze it in your mind. Respond accordingly in a subtle way. Follow the rules. If you want them to follow the rules, you need to follow the rules. Use your indoor voice. Don't raise your voice. Never raise your voice. Keep it nice and mellow. Make it understanding that it's okay to speak and yell, but at a reasonable volume. And say sorry when need to. There's nothing wrong with being sorry when you make a mistake. You're going to teach them it's okay. Folks, I hope to God you got something out of this 5 ways to be a role model, plus the 4 that I added to it, which is love, respect, emotion, and compassion. Put those 4 with these 5. You'll have a total of 9, and your home will be a better home. You, as a role model, will be a better person as a role model. You, as the role model, lead by example. Remember this. A sober today, I guarantee you, makes a better tomorrow. And if you think positive, you will get nothing but positive things happening. Those results will be coming in positively. And if you know that this big changes all happen with very small steps. You're never going to have a big change that just happen overnight. Everything takes work, and everything takes small steps. So if you take those small steps, you'll achieve the big changes in life. Please, as a parent, as a grandparent, as a legal guardian, lead by example. They have the mentality of monkey see, monkey do. Make sure that whatever you do, you want them to do, because that's exactly what's going to happen. And just teach your children, and also teach yourself to always, and I mean always, say no to drugs and alcohol. And each and every day, when you wake up in the morning, thank the Lord Jesus Christ for another day on this beautiful earth. Remember, there is someone, as you and I right now are looking at each other, There is someone right now that is closing their eyes for the last time that can't look at anyone anymore. There is someone taking their last breath on earth. So if you have the privilege to view me, and I have the privilege to sit in front of this camera, we are still alive, and I praise God for that. I thank Him daily for another day alive. Because one of these days, each and every one of us has our day. So while we're on this earth, make sure you help other people, make sure you're kind to other people, make sure you respect other people. Folks, I hope each and every one of you folks has a great day, but more importantly, I hope to God you have a sober day, and if you need help, call me at 844-405-HELP or text me 24/7 at 631-599-0218. That's 631-599-0218. And remember, get in touch with me and let me help take your life back. Take care, and may God bless you.